Hi, Mini King. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, thanks for joining. I can see people are actually coming up, joining here. Thank you. I can see people are joining. Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I can see people are joining. Yeah, okay, thanks for joining. I can see people are joining. Yeah, I'll just wait a bit so I can have it. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for joining. 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 Okay, so I want people to actually join. I want people to join. So before I can actually bring the lady in, you just give us some minutes. I want people to join the live, and okay. So let's see. Let's see. Um, okay. Um, okay. Uh, uh, Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nelson, and I want to say a big thank you to. How's your day going? Hope we are all enjoying our weekend. It's a weekend, and it is Saturday. Um, I think it is sunny Saturday over there, and I guess we're all enjoying our weekends. Okay, thank you for joining the Negxy live today. Unfortunately, we this just came up because the lady we are supposed to interview, or the lady we are interviewing today, I've actually been running, so not seen her. We've tried bringing her here for a couple of times, but unfortunately, it's not been working for us. But she just finally agreed to join us today. That's why we are having this live on Saturday. Um, okay, so let me just um, set a request. Okay. Sorry, just okay. Sorry, we're waiting for her to. Okay.
Oh my God.
Hi, Uji. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi,
Okay.
Nelson.
Okay. I think we have more than enough. We have at least we have over. Okay. So let's just start the live. But before I start asking you questions, I probably want to say a big thank you to our fans. I want to say a big thank you to our followers, those who have actually taken out time to actually come on our Instagram today. We are here again, and we're on live. We were live on Wednesday, and we're live today again. We're not supposed to be live today, but fortunately for us, you agreed to actually join us. We've been chasing you for the past 1 year, but thank God you have agreed to come
Now
join
you
us today.
fortunately
And
for us. I saw it's only next that can make me come on Instagram, I swear.
thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we won't take much of your time. But there are a few questions. A lot of people want to basically ask questions, or I need you to probably share your experience and how it all went for you, basically. And first is, okay, so um, let's just start and let's go to the nitty-gritty of today. Ugo, so just tell me, what's your full name? Just tell us your name.
My name is Ugo Kalu.
Okay. So, Ugo, so thank you for coming again. So, can you tell us your experience with Negxy? What was your experience like with Negxy?
I already said it's only Negxy that can make me come on Instagram live
You're
because
blushing. Thank
I'm
you.
an Instagram person. But um, Negxy, Negxy as a brand and its staff, both from the manager to the everybody that makes up Negxy, they are really great people. And I can confidently tell you that if you want a seamless admission process, both from applying application, visa process, even the post, like after you've gotten your visa and all of that, like, you still, it's not just about getting the visa and traveling. You still like need support whilst you're moving out of the country and into a new country, be it UK, US, Canada, whatever. They're always there, they follow through, right? So they're different because they start the application with you and also follow you through to the end. Even whilst you're in school, they are still checking up on you to say, how is the course going? How have you settled in? Do you need anything? Are you okay? And all of that. And they still like link you up with their other students who are here, who they feel that can help you settle in seamlessly. So yes, the experience with Negxy is really great. And with my full chest, I can ask anybody who wants to do the process, who wants to come Jackba, they call it Jackba, who wants to
Yeah,
leave the
Japa,
country, be
that's
it
the slang.
UK, US, Canada, anywhere in the outside the country, that I can confidently say that these guys are the guys for you. Like they are very good with what they do. They are good with their job, and they show empathy. They know what customer is, how to treat a customer right. Because I mean, customer is the reason why anybody is in business. So for whoever you're getting a service from to treat you right, you would be very satisfied as a customer. So this Negxy Concept Limited is your go-to guys, because I am living witness, and that's why I'm on live, because if they didn't treat me well, I would not be here. I would be here trying to like talk about my experience and all of that. So yeah, the
Thank,
experience with them was superb, and up until now, I'm still experiencing it because they still check up and ask what's up and all of that. Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before I actually go to the next question, I want to say a big thank you. I want to say big congratulations to you and to everyone who just recently graduated from Birmingham City University. Big congratulations to you guys. We wish you guys well, and thank you so much. Okay, so the next question is, can you tell us your experience so far with, tell us your experience, tell us about Birmingham City University. I'll tell us the experience, tell us about Birmingham City University, tell us about Birmingham City itself.
Okay, so Birmingham City. Let's start with Birmingham City. Why did I choose Birmingham City? It's not like there were no other schools like I applied to and all of that. So I chose Birmingham City because so this is like before I got into Birmingham, yeah. So from research I could see that it's the second largest city in the UK, and they've got a multicultural atmosphere. Like, I mean, every organization, when you're talking about your career path, like in the future, like after school, you're looking to join a company and all of that. So if you're in a company where there's diversity, like you're going to learn a lot. So it's not just about what you're bringing to the company. You're able to relate with people from different culture and walks of life. Yeah. So with Birmingham, there's this multicultural atmosphere. Now that was what I read online. Now moving into Birmingham, having been in Birmingham for a number of months, years now. It's no longer months, it's years. So having been in Birmingham for a while now, I can say for what you read online is true. They've got this multicultural atmosphere, and you get to see different people from different cultures, even in class, like in the school. You get to see different people from different countries. You get to relate with them. You get to learn different cultures. Like now, I can eat any kind of food. It's not just the Nigerian food now. I can eat anything. You get to learn from different people, and then there are a lot of there are a lot of for the social guys, a
Mhm.
lot of social stuff here, like nightlife is really it's like Lagos, people that are in Lagos, you can liken it to Lagos. So Birmingham is like Lagos in Nigeria. So anything you get in Lagos, you get it here times 3, times 5. I know that the abroad life is like everybody's on your own, but in Birmingham you get to meet a lot of people. There's community, right? You meet friends, you make friends, and then you get to see people who you can hang out with in the over the weekend. Unlike some cities like they are just mostly maybe more of white, But here it's a mix of Asian, different walks of life, really, different cultures. That's why I chose Birmingham. And you see everything you have in London in Birmingham, because I mean they're the second largest city in the
The
UK.
UK.
So that was why I
Yeah.
chose. Then with Birmingham City University. So unlike no, now I'm not shading our Nigerian schools, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Unlike Nigerian schools where it's just theory, BC has got facilities. Like they've got facilities, they've got they've got facilities, they've got structures that you can like get hands-on experience. It's not just about the theory part. You get to like have access to practice what you're learning.
The people are actually hailing you. I can see a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people
can see
hailing
them
you.
are smiling. I'm sure most of them are shocked. He's Negxy did this, man. Negxy brought me online. Okay, so yeah, so
Okay,
BCU gives you an opportunity to practice what you're learning hands-on whilst you're in class. So for me, who is from an IT background, we're going to get to that. For me, who was an IT person, I was able to see, you know, when they're talking about routers, switches in class, and sometimes we think it sounding like magic, like sounding like, oh, how do you make these things work? You actually get to see them, yeah. In as much as when I was in school, it was the COVID era, like it was COVID time, so we really didn't have access to like classrooms because we had to do the virtual kind of learning. But they still tried to make out some days for us to come in, and some weeks we had to come into class, like that's respecting the whole COVID procedures, yeah. But we still had to come into class and like do those practicals. So you can now imagine now that COVID is over, whoever is coming, you're sure to be able to access the facilities, right? They've got top-notch facilities, like everything you are learning in class, you can practice it, real environment. So we had to do a bit of virtual, even though we still had some access to the labs. It's just that it was limited access because you need to come in at a particular time because of COVID and all of that. But that kind of made me feel more relaxed. I know that we're paying a lot of money, but when you see that you're learning the theory part and also being able to practice what you're learning, and then you have access to the resources in the school library, anything you want to use, really you have access to it because you paid for it. Okay, so they are able to like give you access to all of those things, you know. I'm seeing
okay,
her for the first
seriously,
time.
thank you. Seriously, I'm seeing her for the first time in 3 years. All right, thank you so much for that information. So I wanted to find out what did you study?
Okay, so my master's was in data networks and security.
Okay, so how many females how many females were in that in your course? Like how many females do you had in class then?
Hmm. Okay, so I
Because it's
think
usually a guy course, so I'm surprised seeing you doing this. I want to find out how many females do you have, or how many of you were females in this?
okay, so we were three when we started. Me, the Nigerian girl, then there was two others, yeah. But after first semester, one ran away. So it was just two of us that graduated. It was just
Trust
it
me,
was just
I know that course is not easy. I know that course is not easy. But I want to
yeah.
say congratulations to you because you graduated with a distinction. Thumbs up to you. Don't worry, we owe you a gift. Okay, so I wanted to find out, can you just tell me, that's MSc, Data Networks and Security. What do you think about the course? Is the course in demand in terms of job prospects in the UK?
Hi, Taria. I'm good. Sorry, I can see comments. I'm good. Thanks, guys. Okay, so data network and security. Yeah, of course. IT. IT is in demand. Like IT is one of the sectors that is in demand in the UK. Yeah. So yeah, data networks and security is in high demand. And you could ask me if you ask me why did I choose data network and security? From the name alone, that was why I chose it. In as much as like over time I already had interest in network, yeah. But why data networks? I mean, I could have just done networks. Why did I choose both of them? So I chose both of them because data network and security gives you it gives you multiple options, right? So you have the networking part of it, and you also have the security part of it. So you can actually, after you do the course, after you complete the course, you have options to different fields. right? You can be a networks person, networks engineer. You can be a security person, that's cybersecurity analyst and all of that. So you have access to different two courses in one. That's what data network and security does. There's still the cybersecurity, which is a pretty good course, but that was why I chose both of them, data network and security, so that it kind of gives me access to. So I have an option. I have multiple options,
Okay.
like when it comes to. Sorry.
Okay, so
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. Thank you for that. So I wanted to find out, are you currently working?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
So
am.
are you working in an IT firm or organization?
Yes, I'm working in an IT organization. I am still in
So
an IT.
okay. So did your degree get you that job? Did your degree get you the job?
Oh, wow. Did you get me the job? Yes, of course. Degree in computer science would get you a job in IT, but let me not lie to you people. It's not that easy. I will not even lie. Yes, it's good to like I said, IT sector is the IT sector is in high demand. Any job coming from IT, like any field in IT, be it you have a master's in IT, you have certifications in IT, and all of that is in high demand. Yeah, but I will not lie. A master's degree in any IT course will not give you the job, like push the job to you. Oh, because or because or because I have a master's in data network and security does not mean that I'm going to get a job immediately. No, because there are a lot of schools in the UK, there are a lot of universities in the UK, and as you're graduating, there are so many other people graduating from different schools, right? Be it distinction, merit, whatever class you're graduating with, people are graduating as well. Okay, so you need to work harder to be able to get that job once you're done. Okay, so a master's degree in whatever IT course is one of them, but you also have to try to get certifications, right? So what I would advise people is it's good to have a master's in data and security or cyber security or whatever IT, enterprise management, whatever IT course, yeah. But also look out for certifications that you can do to to add extra sauce to the masters you already got, because a um a from another university is also graduating the same time you're graduating, and the person is also in the job market. I mean, it's the same. Most of the courses, if you look at the schools, most of the modules are similar. I mean, if it's cybersecurity in Birmingham City University with another university, it's going to be similar modules because they are the same courses, right? But you having an extra certification to back up, so during the interview, you're saying when they say introduce yourself, tell me about yourself. You are selling yourself, marketing yourself. Say, oh, I have a master's in data network and security. I also have certifications. I have certifications. You mentioned the certifications you have. If you are a security person, you definitely have to have the certified information system security professional. You have to have the cloud security professionals and all of that, different kind of certifications. So those certifications makes you stand out. It makes you different from the same person, somebody from your class, the same course that people did, but because I've got certifications, the employer is going to be looking at, oh, this person has got these certifications here added to the masters. Okay, so that makes you different from your colleague or your classmates who the both of you just graduated with the same grades. So certifications are very important. Now, sorry to divert, I'm about to say something different now.
It's
So
fine.
divert rather. So in as much as you're not coming, there are some people who are already in other courses which are not IT, right? There are different there are different sections or sectors in IT. There are different things you can do in IT, right? So you being a business manager, doing a course like international business management or an art course does not mean that you cannot transition into IT. You can. There's an opportunity for everybody, right? Just pick up, look at the internet, look at your resources, read up what you're interested in, pick up that sector, whatever part of IT you're interested in, do a training on it, maybe a short training. There are 3 months training, there are 6 months training. Do a training on it. Do a certificate. Write a certification, write an exam after the training to show that, oh, you actually took this course or you actually took this training. Okay. So after you do that, you can enter the job market as an IT professional, IT person. I have a training in IT, certifications back up, like certifications are good enough as well. So it's not just your masters. Yeah, just add certifications to it and you'll be good.
Okay, that's fantastic. So, can you just tell us one or two courses you think those who don't have background in IT can actually do? Are there courses you can recommend for those who are looking at doing IT who don't have IT background?
Okay, so from the top of my head, I could say software testing, a software tester,
Okay,
certifications, a software testing. You can take a training on software testing and be able to um um even from an art background, yes, you can be a software tester. It's not that difficult. The only part of IT that people really find says they run away from is the programming part, which I feel like if you have a passion for programming, you'll be able to still excel, right? Even though you're from an art background, because I have someone that I know who she did not do computer science in BSc, neither she was not a computer person, but then she just she just transitioned. And then she's really doing well. She's a programmer. It is a she, not a he. She's a programmer. She's doing well. So yes, software testing. Another one is data analytics rather, for
data,
someone who wants
okay.
to be an analyst, right? So data is everybody uses data. A lot of organizations use data,
Yeah,
right? The UK itself
true.
uses data. Whatever country you're going to, they use data. So data analysts are is another job part that is really interesting, and you can move into it without having IT knowledge, like being IT background. Then there's another one, the very basic thing in IT is hardware. So if you have like an A plus certification, you can become an IT support person. You don't have to have a lot of background in IT. I
Knowledge.
mean, IT
Okay,
first line IT support is basics really, right? It's basics, and you have a lot of contractors who are looking for first line IT support in the UK. So if you have certifications in A plus hardware and maybe IT, you also be able to be a tech support, and that's like the first line of coming into IT for hardware, right? You can do first line support, and first line support is basic thing that you do at home, right? Without even knowing that you're actually doing them. For example, Windows updates, making sure that your Windows is up to date for people who have got Windows is one thing an IT support first line does, right?
okay.
So that's another level, another part of IT that is easy to dive into. First line. I mean, from being a first line support, technical support officer or analyst, whatever, you can now move to the levels, and of course, still keep building yourself and
So,
by taking those certifications. There are plenty of certifications on the internet, a lot of IT certifications on the internet. Before you even start going to the hard ones, maybe CCNA, certified ethical hacker, those are like top ones. But there are still these basic ones that can also still get you an IT job that would pay you well in the UK as well, right? So somebody coming from an art background can still be an IT professional. It's
all
just
right,
hard.
thank you. All right, thank you so much. She has said it all. It's not just IT alone, not just a course or IT alone. So it's better to always have certifications. Try and improve yourself. That's what the employer is looking for when you travel. The truth about it is, a lot of people say that, oh, when you get to the UK or when you travel out, they're always looking for job professions that actually can actually make you stay back. And the truth is, most times it's not really the profession. I agree that yes, there are courses that can actually help you, that actually help you stay back. But the truth is, you still need work experience to be able to get some jobs. So you need to get certification, as much certification as you can. I will advise you to always go for certifications. Thank you for that explanation. So we have a lot of schools in the UK that actually offers data analytics. Like she said, you do not need any background in computing to be able to actually study that course. You're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you want to do data analytics, you can actually go for that particular course. Thank you for that explanation. Okay, so I want to find out, um, do you think students should, so for those who are actually considering coming to the UK now, not just the UK, maybe any other country, do you think or do you advise they do a course with placement or just do the regular course?
Okay, so you have two types of students. right? There are students who are coming that don't have experience, like probably they haven't worked in. Let me just go back to my IT. Yeah, there's some people who just finished BSc and they are coming for their masters, right? Such people they don't have experience. They don't have industry experience. So I mean, it's really okay for you to go for a course that has placement. Why? Because the placement gives you an industry experience in the UK, and that's part of your
Okay.
CV. It's already on top of your CV that you have UK experience. Whether the payment is for 6 months, 1 year, it doesn't matter. It automatically gives you an industry experience. That's UK experience, job experience. Even if you have experience for 2 weeks in the UK, it's on your CV, and you're telling the employer that I've worked for 2 weeks in the UK. That's an ad. Okay. So yes, the placement gives you that. Now, one thing I would like to advise people that are coming is that if you're choosing a course that's got placement, please have an open mind, such that when you're writing to companies or applying to companies that you want to come and do placement with them, please, it should, in your mind, just leave it as a voluntary opportunity. Like, I'm just going to, you don't have to get paid, okay? So that in your mind, you already know that, okay, I'm just doing this because I need to get experience. I need to get that industry experience, because that automatically adds, like, you're faster than the person who just did a normal course and is just jumping into the job market, because you have that 6 months experience from your placement. So it doesn't matter if you're paid or you're not paid, right? So just leave your mind open and say, okay, it's a voluntary experience because I'm going to be getting something extra. You're going to be like, it's a big advantage to you to have that placement, like to be have a placement in any of the UK companies, okay, or US or Canada, whatever country you're traveling to. So it's big for you. So I want you to look at the bigger picture, because afterwards you're writing on your CV and you're putting up your CV on the different job sites that I've got an experience with so and so company for 6 months, even though it was voluntary, right? But it's a big ad for you. So I would say the placement, that's the opportunity it gives. And some schools have got an opportunity of um,
Okay, so some
suggesting
companies.
companies. Yeah, some schools have got an opportunity to suggest companies to their students and say these are a list of companies you can actually try out placements in. Some schools don't have such opportunities. You have to look for them yourselves. So yeah,
Okay.
so having that open mind that, okay, voluntary, but because it's going to be good for me, right? It gives you a big edge, right? So yeah, placements are good. But if you're coming with a wealth of experience from Nigeria, just that you want to get the masters, so you already have experience, you can still decide to just take a course that does not have placement. That's still not bad. But I'm just saying, with the placement, it gives you an edge.
Yeah, I would like to actually add to what you have said. The voluntary that's the voluntary experience most times actually comes actually helps in most cases. I have students who have actually done voluntary jobs, and at the end of the day, they were actually retained. So that's the beautiful thing about voluntary experience. But the truth is, I know a lot of people who wants to actually get paid. I know it's not easy to actually do voluntary job for like 6 months, and most placement option takes between 6 months to 1 year. So who wants to do voluntary job for like 6 months or 1 year?
But it's a
But
price you
trust
have
me,
to pay just because
exactly.
you're looking at the bigger picture, you know. You're looking at the bigger picture. I have someone else who just did a voluntary job for 2 weeks. Her own was just 2 weeks. And guess what? She did a very wonderful job that the company wrote her back to say, can you come? We understand that you've just got 20 hours per week and we're ready to work with 20 hours per week. Can you come back and work with us? Right? She just worked there for 2 weeks and then they wrote her back to say, come. So you can imagine that kind of person. If they're writing me back to say, oh, I know you got 20 hours, because most companies really don't want like professional jobs. They really don't want someone
Yeah,
who's 20 hours, because I mean, it's not enough. But for them to write her back to say, come, 20 hours, no problem, work with it. That means after the person is done with school, there's a very high chance that the company will want to retain her and say, and that's an automatic job. You already have a job. But she has got placement. She only went there for placement. So say how man King will survive 6 months, no pay.
that's what I'm saying. Nigerians will not want to go as far as Nigerians don't want to probably take that chance of doing 6 months without pay. But the truth is, like she said, not everybody would actually do the voluntary job. But trust me, for some people that actually went through that route, they actually you actually paid up for them and all of that. Thank you for that explanation. So I wanted to find out something. So you talked about the 20 hours per week. I want to find out, do you think with 20 hours per week, do you think is enough for students to actually pay their bills?
My guy, how now?
20 hours to actually pay up their
How?
bills? Because I know a lot of
How?
students will say, oh, I want to go, I have
Okay,
XYZ
okay, wait.
amount and I want to
When you say pay their bills, do you mean pay the tuition?
pay the tuition and their cost of living.
How you want to have now? 20 hours. 20 hours per week is like you're working 80 hours in a month. How? You have your school, I think school fees now is like £17,000 or £16,000. How you want to do? How do you want to do that 20 hours? I will not even lie to you people. It's going to be very difficult because you're trying to balance working and school. You're still a student. In as much as you're coming as a student, you have to still face classes. And now there's no COVID again, so you have to go to class physically. So you cannot be skipping classes because you have to check and mark attendance. Attendance is very important here because the school is sponsoring you to come and study, right? So that attendance is how they know that you're in school. So you have to take attendance. This is very important. You have to go to school, right? So how are you going to balance school and then working 20 hours? And remember that your visa is 20 hours per week. So if you say you've done 50% of your fees and it's just 50% left, yes, you can do 20 hours per week and be able to still pay off the 50% and pay your bills because you still have house rent, you still have to jaye, you still have to buy food, buy clothes, buy shoes and all of that. So yeah, you can't do that if you've got just 50% to
If you're able to
pay.
pay your 50% of
Yeah,
your
because
fees,
most
yeah.
schools are also very flexible such that if it's just 50% you have left, you can pay in installments over the month. They kind of spread it out, spread it across the remaining months you've got left. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so they you now set up a standing order that they'll be debiting every month. So it's possible, very possible, for 20 hours per week to be able to do that, pay the school fees and bit. But that's for 50% of the tuition, not 100%. So you need to try and see and pay off 50%, right? So that it can make your life easy, because you know that you're still a student. You have to still balance studying and working. It's
Understand, yeah.
easy at all. It's not even easy. Sometimes you have to go for 9 shifts and then you have classes the next day. It's not even easy. So if you're thinking at 20 hours, some people do it, but they are magicians, magicians. But if you're a magician, you can do it. But I'm telling you the truth. If it's 50%, then you can do it because you can match 50% and then still pay your bills because you still have the house rent and all of that. But if it's like the 100% school fee, but you can't even do 100% because most schools will ask you to pay an initial deposit before you can get a class, right? Then apply for visa. Yeah, so you have to still pay some money. So it's good to try, and for your own sanity and so that you don't overstress yourself, it's good to try and do 50% before you leave. All
Yeah,
right,
very
so that
important.
to be very easy for you. I believe me, if you do half of that money, the other half will be seamless because you have first semester and second semester and third semester, which is your project time. You have to the end of the section to complete the other 50% for most schools. So it's very flexible for you. And then you will still have extra funds to pay your rent and all of that. So yes, I believe I've answered your question. You
All
cannot
right,
work
thank
more
you
than
so
20 hours, so consequences. They will send you back to Nigeria. It's
you've actually heard
illegal.
that.
It's really illegal. It's
Yeah,
illegal. 20
true,
hours
true,
is
true,
what your
true.
20 hours is what the school is what your visa says you must abide. So that's why you have to work hard to graduate so that when you graduate you can do more than 20 hours. Like you get job, like a proper job, that then you can do more than 20 hours. But you have to abide to the rules and regulation.
Okay. So thank you for that information. So if you're considering going to the UK to study, it's important that you actually set aside your 50%, even if the school requires you to pay a certain amount of money as part of your initial deposit. Maybe, for example, you're required to pay 2,000 or 4,000 pounds. It's important that you actually keep the 50% because there are lots of times when um, for some universities, you're required to make the payment on enrollment, which means that if you do not make up to 50% on enrollment, you cannot be enrolled. Why some will probably give you like a month grace to actually enroll, pay the 50% and then complete your enrollment. But it's important that you take this into consideration. If you're looking at studying, going to study either for January or September, try as much as possible to set aside your 50% of your fees so that the remaining 50% you'll be able to clear them, or you'll be able to pay the remaining 50% in installment. Now, the beautiful thing is some of these universities, like Birmingham City Universities, have the installment plan. So all you need to do is you can actually speak with the finance department and say, okay, you want to be paying XYZ amount every month for the period of XYZ. So you can actually have that conversation with them and they are open to it as far as you have made your 50% of your fees. Thank you for that information. So I'll probably want to find out, I think I'll still ask you a question about the number of credits you need. Okay, we're going to the next question. Okay, so you've actually told us about your experience. So tell us about the post-study work visa process and how much did you pay for that document? What documents did you submit? Tell us about your process after your studies. How did you get your post-study?
Okay, so for the post-study, okay, I'm just trying to. Okay, so for the post-study graduate visa, first thing is you must graduate too. Before you can be eligible for that post-study, you must graduate. If you don't finish, you cannot get post-study, because the school is the one that will automatically, like once you finish, automatically, like they just send a mail, a prompt to UKVI to say this student has completed his or her degree, okay? And they issue you a new CAS. You know, the normal visa process, you need a CAS to apply for visa. So for the postgraduate visa as well, you need a CAS, a new CAS. So it's the school that will now give you the CAS. So you will now be getting an email prompt saying, UKVI, this student has finished, completed their degree with us, and they're eligible to go ahead and apply for the post-study graduate visa. So you now go to the UKVI site and select the link for the graduate visa, and then follow the prompts. Like, of course, you have to, like, it's just like the normal visa application, fill in your details and like answer all the visa questions, like visa application questions, put your details and all of that. Then the biometrics part of it, towards the end, I think you have to download an app that will help you do biometrics. So biometrics is like you're going to be scanning your BRP, your current BRP. They're going to be able to read it, like scan it in to the website. Yeah. So I think there are a number of times you can try to do that. If you're not able to scan it yourself, that's when you will now need to go for a walk-in appointment, like book a walk-in appointment to the UKVI office, like one of the offices in the city where you are. Then you go in and do it, and they will do it for you, but at a cost. I think it's about £200. I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's something you can do yourself. You can finish the process yourself. So it's actually very straightforward. Just put in the details. They're asking for your name, date of birth, all of that, and then do that biometric scan thing. Then towards the end, I think that's where the pay comes in. So for the application fee is £715, and you have to pay for 2 years for masters. You have to pay for 2, because it's 2 years now. You're getting as a masters, as MSc. I think PhD is 3 years. For masters, 2 years. So you're going to pay health surcharge for 2 years. So, and the 2 years health surcharge, according to UKVI site, because I'm looking at it at the moment, is £8,248 for 2 years, plus the application fee of £715. So the postgraduates, I've had people who ask me, if it's not, you have to pay for it. It's not free, you know. You have to pay for it. So that's why I'm going to be encouraging people to, whilst you are in school, like have a priority. As you're leaving Nigeria, okay, yes, I want to leave Nigeria. That's one. Secondly, what happens to me afterwards? Like when you come to school, you have to have a plan, right? So whilst you're in school, yes, you know you're getting a degree. I know for most of us, it's just to japa that is there. But when you japa, what are you japa? You just come out and then nothing. You have to have a plan, right? So when you come to school, yes, you're coming to school. So when you're in school, whilst you're in school, you start applying for jobs, like applying to jobs. Have a plan for what's my career goal? Where am I going to? You know, where am I heading to? So have a plan so that you can avoid this payment, because it's very possible, whilst you're still a student, to get a job. Some companies would keep you on the list. Like once you get the job, finish your interview process and all of that, they can keep you, wait for you till you graduate. then come and join them. It's very possible. Like I've seen it happen for a number of people. So whilst you're still in school, start that job application. Send in 1,000 every day. Apply to a job. Send out jobs. And another thing is, don't be scared of unfortunately. Don't be sad. Just take it as a normal thing, because it's just building your confidence level. Because by the time you do interview 1, interview 2, I will not lie to you. You get to unfortunately, you wake up to unfortunately, oh, I'm sorry, you actually meet you were good enough, blah 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 blah. But I'm sorry, we had another candidate. You will get it a lot. By the grace of God, you will not get so many, but you need to like push out those applications, like constantly apply. Keep applying, don't get tired. So the more you apply, the more job interviews, and I believe me, if you apply, you do an application and you get an interview request or you get an assessment request, you are good. You know, you're a good, like your CV is good enough. For your CV to pull that interview request or pull that assessment request, your CV is good, right? So now try and work hard and pass the interview and go to the next level and do the whole job process. If you're lucky, and by the grace of God, you will get the job. But all I'm just saying is just start early so that you can avoid this post-study graduate thing. It's there automatically. Once you graduate, you're getting it. Once you graduate and you abide to the rules and regulation of 20 hours work thingy, you get the postgraduate visa. The school automatically gives you, right, once you graduate. But all I'm saying is to avoid the cost, because you've heard me say the cost is 2 years, 1,248 plus £715. That's the application fee. That's like 1,009 something, almost £2,000. That's a lot of
Almost
money.
2,000, yeah.
So if you play your cards well, you get a job. I have a lot of testimonies. I have people now who are already gotten a job just from, they're still in school. One is even still writing his project, and he's already gotten a job in a company that's sponsoring his tier 2. And that tier 2 sponsorship is what you need, really. You know, so it's not just about coming out to come and study. You need to have a plan. How am I going to get the job? The jobs are there, but you have to work hard to get them. There's no I know my father works there, my uncle works there. That's not working here. You have to, do the needful. Be hardworking. Be hardworking. So the postgraduate visa is for 2 years. The postgraduate study visa is for 2 years. And after 2 years, if you don't still have a job, you are going back to Nigeria. So that's why it's good. And then it's not still a bad thing to why I'm saying try and get it, like start applying to jobs, so that if you can avoid the post-study visa, it will be good for you, because you just get tier 2 straight up. But if you can't avoid it and you still have to apply for the post-study graduate, that's still fine. I mean, I applied as well, but then I have a job now, so it's still possible for you to apply for it, take it, and still continue your job search. And then once you get a job, you switch to the tier 2, right? And another thing about job hunt is, I was very particular about applying to jobs that are on the sponsor list. So the UKVI have got a list of companies that are allowed to sponsor visa. That's the tier 2 visa. So the good thing you could do for yourself is just download the list. It's online. Download it and have it. So if I'm applying to a company, I'm applying for any jobs, I always check to see that those guys sponsor, because I really don't want to go through the process. Job process in the UK is, if it's a graduate role, it's quite long. Do assessment, do interview, it's a long process. Do assessment center as well. So I really don't want to waste my time. That was for me. Well, you can also be open to like getting from any company. But me, I was particular about the sponsor guys, the guys that sponsor down the UKVI list, rather, so that once I know that I'm applying, so there's a possibility of these guys sponsoring me when I get the job. So that was what I was doing. I was applying to those kind of, there are a lot of them. There are different companies, a lot of companies that do visa sponsorship.
Visa sponsorship job placement is a
major. Yes, because that's what keeps the country. So after your master's, if you got a tier 2 visa or a company that's going to sponsor your visa, yes, that's like you have peace of mind, because you know that you are in the country. But you have to still do the job or work hard, but you know that you're being sponsored to stay in the country. So all I'm just saying is, you have to have a plan. It's not just about leaving the country. You have to have a plan. Okay.
Thank you so much. So for those who are looking at jackpotting, she has said it all. It's important that you start, once you get your visa and you start your classes, keep applying, start sending out your CVs. It's very important. And you need to also make sure that your CV is up to date. It's actually standard, the UK standard
Okay.
CV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have, is there a website or is there something you probably want to say about that? Do you want to encourage people to, in terms of
But
their
is it
CV?
for
Yes, yes, for CV.
CV? How do I do my CV? Okay, so I didn't use a website, but I'm sure there are some websites that I could share with you, so you could put it up on your
Okay.
on the company page. But there are some companies that, or some websites that you can use to get a standard UK CV. But what I did was I already have some people who were here. I've made friends and all of that, so I just kind of got their CV template for UK CV like standard, and then I did mine. Because another thing is, you need, like, there are some key points you need to have in that CV, because they just run it, and then, like, when you apply to job, nobody sits down and looks at the CV. Obviously, it's just a system that picks up. So if your CV has got those things they are looking for that job ad, right, you'd be able to get a request for an interview. So another thing is, when there's a job application you're applying for, look at what they are looking for and try to make your CV look like that, because there
Okay.
are different CVs for different job roles. You shouldn't have one CV. You should have multiple CVs depending on the job role. Because as an IT person, there are different things I can do as an IT person. Different job roles I could get. With my certifications and all of that. Yeah, so I have a lot of CVs. But there's the UK standard. I'll just check and then I'll revert. Someone
All
asked,
right.
you already applied for a course without placement. Is it possible to switch to placement?
It depends. It depends if you have gotten. Yes, it's possible to actually switch, but if you're in the UK, it means that you have to get an extension. You probably have to do a visa extension. But if you have just paid your initial deposit and you're still in Nigeria, you've not applied for your visa yet, or you've not gotten your CAS. Even if you've gotten your CAS, you can actually inform the school. Yes, you can actually switch, request for a course with a placement. They can actually change that for you. But if you're in the UK already, all you need to do is you probably have to, the school have to give you a letter and you do a visa extension for the placement option. Okay, so I wanted to find out, I want to ask you a question, Ugo. For people who are looking at the post-study, that's the post-study work visa, is there a particular number of credits you must achieve or before you can be qualified for that post-study?
For my school year, for each semester is 60 credits unit. Yeah, so you must I think 120, because in total semester one is 60, semester two is 60, semester three is the project, is 60 units as well. So that's 180. So you must at least pass the course, complete your degree. Maybe I think it's 120, I'm not sure. But what I said
Okay.
is, the school would tell you have completed your course. You will get the mail. You have completed your course and you have graduated. So that graduating is a key word. You must graduate. You must finish your course in the school, like graduate, and then automatically you don't do anything for post study. You are not saying anything to the UKVI. It's the school that will send, because even if you send an email to UKVI, it's not, you are not going to be communicating with UKVI. The school sends an email to UKVI, and then they would now send you a mail saying you are eligible to apply for the postgraduate study visa, so you can now apply. Then they'll give you your new CAS number.
Okay. All right. Thank you for this. Okay, so I probably just want to cite a scenario. A student actually had a student that went with the dependent, got to the UK, did his program, went for his master's. Unfortunately, he couldn't graduate with the minimum number of credits. So he was unable to. So what he was given a postgraduate certificate course, or he was given a postgraduate certificate. Not He wasn't given a master's degree.
Master's
Now
degree.
for him, the luck he had was the fact that the wife did an internship. That's a voluntary service at NHS. And fortunately for the wife was actually retained, and that was how he could stay back. He could stay back in the UK. So it's important that even if you're going to study, it's important that you take your studies seriously.
Very
And
soon.
for those who are probably looking at doing more than 20 hours, you need to be very careful with this work thing, because you might not know it might actually affect
It
your
affects. So it's
chances.
not that you might not know. I also it affects. They will withdraw you. The school will just withdraw. They will take their hands off. They will withdraw you. I remember that you might have paid all the entire school fees, or you've probably paid your complete school fees. But once you're not meeting up the requirements, you're not passing your courses, they will withdraw. And then when they withdraw, they give you about, some people will give you 60 days, some people will give you 30 days to leave the country. You go back to your country because they are the reasons. The school is the reason why you're in the UK, right?
Okay, so
The school.
lastly, thank you so much. Lastly, before we start taking questions, and then probably just take maybe 1 to 3 questions, and then allow you to go. Lastly, I want to find out who should be the dependent, either the man or the woman, because we have a lot of people who want to come to the UK to study. Some says my wife is a graduate, I'm a graduate, but I don't know. Should my wife go as the student? Should I go as dependent so that I'll be able to work and support my wife? Who do you think about amongst the two that can actually do it well? Who should be the main applicant and who should be the dependent?
This question. Okay, so I think the guy should be the dependent. Why? Um, remember that whoever is studying has got 20 hours per week, yeah? So the other person who is the dependent is full time, has got full time. You can work full time. There's no limit to the amount of hours you want to work, yeah? So I feel like it's ideal for the guy to be the dependent because you're able to I'm not saying that ladies cannot. I mean, you still
But there
can,
are some
but it's
ladies that are actually stronger than some men.
than men, right? Okay, so if you're a dependent and you've got kids, right, it's ideal for the lady to be the student such that she just works for 20 hours and she has the rest of the hours to her studies and also a bit some more time for the kids, right, while the man goes to work. Because most times, if it's not a professional job, if it's all this the menial kind of job that you probably might get first few months you're in the UK, some of those jobs are night shifts and we only see the sun. I can count how many days we see the sun in this place. So it's always cold. Winter is always like, it's always quite cold, yeah? So for the guys, it's easier for a guy to like work in such weather conditions, like that kind of cold weather, comes back in the morning and rests and then goes back in the night. That's if you're night shift. So I would say for the balance, remember that the woman is still doing her 20 hours, right? And is still able I'm still able to. She's still no.
So,
So the woman will still be working. It's just that she has limited hours, right? So it's better for the guy to do the full time, so he's able to complement both of them, support the family as well. You remember that you still have school fees to pay, you still have bills to pay as well, and all of that. And for people who come with dependents, you don't live in shared accommodation. You can't live in a shared accommodation. You have to like live in a proper house, and the bills are higher. Okay, so yeah, I would say a guy. And another reason why, and then the guy being the dependent still has an opportunity to do certifications, right? That you're a dependent does not mean that you come to the UK and continue doing menial jobs. Once you start, maybe 1, 2, 3 months, you can try to do that, but you need to start looking out for certifications. There are a lot of courses, short courses that you can take that will get you a proper job, right? And that way you might not even be feeling that you're a dependent. You might even just be working from home. It might be a remote job, right? You can be working 9 to 5 and you're not feeling it, but because you've got access to work over 20 hours, that's the beautiful thing. I mean, guys, I feel like it's better for the guy. I feel like the woman cannot do it. The woman can do it, but you see, 20, you as a guy, you want to now be doing it. And I'm sorry, but guys don't like to read. You don't like to read book. We are most females are better because you have to read to pass the exams. Even if
yeah, true.
even if your course is research based, right? Research based, you still have to read to do the research work or coursework, whatever
Yeah,
it is. You have
true.
to like put a
True.
lot of effort, you know. So the lady has more that patience, you know, is more patience, has the is more patient in
Because
terms of reading, you know, and
yes,
going to
true.
look for those resources and all of that.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I know a lot of people have been seeing a lot of questions buzzing and seeing people dropping in their questions and all of that. Also, we'll just take a few of them, and this has been very insightful. You've actually said a lot, and I think I've actually I know a lot of people watching have actually grabbed a lot. Okay, somebody said you are right. Okay, you two like to read. Okay, we don't like to read. Okay, I think that's coming from a guy and all of that. Okay, like she has said, it's important that dependent, whether it's the male or the female, it's best to always do certification, take some certification courses and all of that.
Yes,
And
you
the
still have a
beautiful
very
thing
big
is,
opportunity as a
yeah,
dependent to get a proper job, like a proper job that would even give you the tier two. Whilst your wife is still in school, you've already gotten tier two. You people automatically, once you finish, you're switching to tier two, you know. So there's like still that high opportunity for you. You don't have to do a master's as a dependent, like to get that proper job. You can just do trainings and certifications and be able to get the job.
yeah.
And there are
Somebody
also
said,
job
please
sites.
invite her every week.
There are also job sites that, like, once you have your CV, you've done your CV, just put it on the internet, right? Once you put it up on the internet, most recruiters will reach out to you. You don't even have to apply to the jobs. They will call you and say, "Oh, we saw your CV online. Are you available? Are you still searching?" You know, they will always reach out to you. So there are a lot of job sites. There's the Indeed jobs. There's Total Jobs. There's Glassdoor. There's Track Jobs for NHS jobs. There are Grad Crackers. There's Bright Network. There's LinkedIn, there's cwjobs.co.uk, there's CV Library. There are a lot of job sites in the UK where you can just register and put your CV there. So once your CV is on the net, these recruiters, when they do their pool, if your CV has got what they're looking for, they'll be the ones to reach out to you. And then there's LinkedIn. My job I got on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is it's a very nice place to get jobs, you know.
Yeah,
There
LinkedIn is
are always
working.
jobs on LinkedIn. That's where I got my job. So you should also go and do an update. Once you get into the country, update your
LinkedIn
see me
page.
saying updates. If I updated my LinkedIn, oh my god. And immediately I did that update, I got my job. So please don't be like me, update your LinkedIn. Can you yeah, I would post the job sites.
Yeah, she's going to post the job site. Okay, somebody's asking, can the third class also get this opportunity in terms of applying for jobs?
In terms applying for jobs assist, of course, you know that
Applying for jobs. Yeah.
a third class can get to do a
Does
master's.
employer
Some
does employer does, does employer really look at the fact that you're a third class degree if you have a lot of experience and certifications?
No, my
Exactly.
darling. No, they don't look at that. So far, you have certifications and you've got the experience. The employer is looking at what what are you going to do for me? What are you bringing on? You know, so your ability to bring on something to the company, it already makes you stand out. So they don't look at your third class. No, I really don't want to shock you, but I know. I really want to shock you, but I know how many employers probably would have, like, a lot of them that you have a good degree or you finish a distinction or a merit or whatever. It's like an ad, but it's good to finish well. You know, I mean, you can't finish
Mm.
paying all that school fees, £17,000. That's a lot of money. You need to like finish well, at least have a good degree. Okay, but that does not mean that it's going to like make or mar you. No, it doesn't. If you've got the experience and if you have the experience and you've got certifications to like
To
certifications
apply for job.
added to, yeah, you can get the job. Yes, total job.
Okay, so that's fine. Thank you so much. So, you are the main applicant, you are the dependent. The moment you get to the UK, start submitting your CVs. You can actually
Start
work on
applying.
your LinkedIn,
Correct.
worked on your CV, and then start applying for jobs. Don't wait till you are 6 months. Don't wait till you're 5 months in the country. Just start working, submitting your CVs, applying to jobs immediately. Who knows? You might just be lucky to get the job ASAP, or your spouse might be lucky to actually get the job. And that's the beautiful thing. For dependents, you're not limited to this thing. You can also apply for jobs while you are in the UK.
And
Okay,
the
so
good thing
that
is you have an ability to work full time,
full
like
time.
40 I think 40 hours, most jobs 40
Yes,
hours.
yes,
You have
yes,
40
yes.
ability to work full time. So it's even good for you as a dependent because you can work yourself if you want. So you can work a lot. You can work a
Thank
lot, yeah. So and you
Yeah,
can
thank
also
you so much. I think people are dropping their messages, but I don't know if we can actually answer all of them, but we'll just pick a few of them to. Okay, somebody is saying, please, taking a
So
student loan, is it worth it?
the link.
Somebody said, taking a student loan, is it worth it?
I did not take student loan. I don't know. I see. No, loan is loan. You'll be pay. You'll still pay back now.
It
It's
depends
not
on who is giving you the loan, and it depends on the conditions of the loan.
yeah. Some of the student loan, international student. Are you talking about student loan in the country? International students, can you get a student? I really don't know because I didn't use a student loan, so
No,
I
the
can't.
person just said, is it worth taking a loan? And so
Come,
that's why it's, yeah,
like
so it depends on the, yes.
they say it's
Just,
not good.
yeah, the person
Depends
didn't say, oh,
first. But on the
okay, thank
interest,
you for your time.
that.
So somebody
Also,
saying, okay,
in the
how
sponsorship
about the precast interview? Okay, precast interview, it depends on, you can actually inbox or just DM us about, send us a DM, and then one of our counselors will actually attend to you regarding the precast. If you have gotten an offer and what is left with the precast, just send a DM, say, oh, I have an offer, I watch your live, I have an offer, I'm waiting for my precast. Then somebody will actually take you on. Okay, how much knowledge? Okay, somebody saying thank you for this information. Okay,
someone
okay,
asked
can
for
you
the sponsorship companies. It's just on UKVI, but I would let me see if I can get
they
it.
can actually
But
find it. All they need to do is just go on Google, type the moment you type it, it takes you to the link. It takes you to the website. You
down
can actually use that. But we can share that on our page. We'll share the link. So if you're following us, if you're not following us, you can actually follow us now. We'll share the link. So you can actually um, click on the link and to see the companies under the list. Okay, so is there questions you've not answered? Okay. So far, so good. Your experience in Birmingham has been fantastic.
yes, and luckily for me, I got a job in Birmingham as well, so I am not going anywhere. But see, you need to like have an open mind as well. For some of you, for people who don't have dependents, right? When you're looking for the job, please, even Scotland. I went to work in Scotland at some point. I worked in Scotland, and it was a good experience having to like leave Birmingham and go to another city and live in the city for a couple of months. Yeah, so it was a good experience, and of course the pay was good. That's what made me go. And when you're in IT, you get good jobs that pay well. So IT is really beautiful. I'm sorry because I'm an IT person, but there are other sectors that have got um good jobs as well. So just have an open mind. Apply to different cities. Don't because you're schooling in Birmingham or because you're schooling in London, you think that it's just London jobs or London companies you should apply to. Please apply to different cities. Sometimes the recruiters will even ask you, "Are you available to move?" And you have to say yes because well, if you're a single person, if you're single, it's just you in the country, it's easy for you to just up and move, right? But for people who've got dependents, you might want to still stay in the city where you are. That's still not bad. But I'm just saying, have an open mind so that it doesn't restrict your job search, so that you can, so that you can, even if the job is in Scotland, like I did go to Scotland, you would still have to use that opportunity because the Scotland experience was really good for my CV as well. So yeah, can you get an accommodation already before you leave your country for the UK? So that question, yes, you can. From what I know, I don't know so much about it, but
First is you First, okay, so let me just take that. For accommodation, some universities actually have accommodation on campus. So if you want to apply if you're looking at the accommodation on campus, they usually have a website or they have a particular page for it. So all you need to do is just go to the university's website and then request. You probably apply, either do the registration and then someone will actually contact you and then show you the available accommodations and then you cannot pick. Then you will see the costs for the accommodation. That's accommodation on campus. But if you're looking at accommodation off campus, then it means that you don't have to contact the university. Or there are some universities that actually have accommodation off campus. So there are accommodations, there are sites you can actually get accommodations. We're going to share those sites with you. And also for students who are actually for those who are actually going to schools where we have students, some of our students actually help out with some of these accommodations. Like the moment you've gotten your visa, we connect you to one or two students who can actually help you, um, guide you in getting or guide you through the process of getting an accommodation. So it all depends on which type of accommodation you're looking at. So for schools accommodation, if you're married and probably going with family, I'll probably say you should stay off campus, and that's off K rather than staying on campus. It's better to stay off K than staying on campus because there are rules and regulations when you stay on school accommodation. That's school accommodation. So if you're staying off K, you do not really have, or you're not really subjected to their terms and conditions. That's the rules and regulation. So it depends on where you want to, but most times as an adult, I rather advise you just stay off campus. It depends on you basically, and it depends on your budget. But schools accommodations are usually more expensive than the off
And
key.
I told you Negxy has got it covered. They even the accommodation, just ask them. They would help you. They'll link you up with.
Okay, which is experience so far. So I think at this point she has done. I have to draw the curtain because she has. I think she needs to go back to. I know she has a lot to do. Bringing her here was. Well, I want to say thank you for coming. At least I didn't expect to see you here, but been chasing you for more than a year now. But thank you for taking out time to come on our Instagram live to give us this information. And I guess a lot of people have actually learned from this. And trust me, they are saying we should bring you back here again and again and again. And we hope to bring you back again and again and again and again. And let me see. Okay. So if you have any information for her, you have any questions for her, you can actually send us a DM. We'll reach out to her and whatever it is. She's in Birmingham, so if you get to Birmingham and you want to meet her, yeah, she'll be available to meet you. And we have other students also in Birmingham that will be willing to help those who are going to Birmingham, basically. So if you're looking at going or you're going to Birmingham to study, we can actually connect you with some of our students that are in Birmingham, and they're actually going to give you a soft landing. Um, Thank you so much, Ugo. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. And those who are considering January 2023 intake, it's best to start now because there's really no time again. Visa processing takes a while, and the admission itself takes a while. So the moment you make an application, it takes a while. So for those who don't have their documents, like their transcripts, and it's better to just start working on your transcripts. Certification matter, yes, now, yes, ma. Okay.
But someone asked about yeah, you can. So in the UK, you have furnished and unfurnished. It depends on you. If you want furnished, you get it. If you want furnished, you will get it. It depends on you. Depends on your budget, really. You can get both furnished and unfurnished. Yeah,
So
they're
there's
available.
accommodation for 500 euros. There's accommodation for 1,000, 500 pounds rather. Sorry. There's accommodation for 1,000 pounds. There's accommodation for 2,000 pounds, depending on your budget.
Yeah.
Okay, Yuji, thank you so much for your time. I want to say thank you to everyone that actually joined. Thank you for the contribution. Thank you for taking out time to actually be part of this live. We want to say thank you, and we hope to see more of you again and again and again and again. And we'll be bringing more people to come and actually share their experiences. And trust me, maybe the next one will be we'll try and see if we can bring a single mother who went without the spouse, or a single mother who just went with a child, or those who are married and divorced who don't want to go with their spouse or don't want to get involved with their spouse. Yes, we'll be bringing one of them to actually talk on this live. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate your time, and we hope to see you guys more. We'll see you guys again and again and again. Yuji, thank you so much, and have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.